Hi everyone, I'm Aaron. I will give a little bit quick overview about Viu. So Viu is actually a Hong Kong-based over-the-top video streaming provider from PCW Media, which is a subsidiary of PCCW. We are currently operating in 17 countries and we have over 40 million MAU. And we are running in actually dual revenue model. One is advertising, another one is subscriptions, basically. We often call it AVOD or SVOD. And we deliver content actually in different genres and also mostly Asia top contents. And we also have produced original production series that is actually under our Viu Original Initiatives. So next. So as OTT nowadays, actually there's a lot of challenges. Same goes to Viu. It's a very highly fragmented market and then highly competitive and a lot of competitors, especially in the Southeast Asia market. And so a lot of research also came out with 64% of the users are actually frustrated while they are actually searching for content. So and also 67% of the users actually churn in the first 2 weeks. So I think this might not be only Viu. Actually, it happens to probably a lot of the different markets. So this is just an overview for what is happening nowadays in OTT industry. Next. So in CRM and Viu, right? So we have a framework that actually splits our users into different segments based on the platforms and user type across the user lifecycle stages. And during the whole UXM frameworks that we designed actually is to engage with the users at the right times with the right content and of course with the right channels, which is not only limited to the communication channels, but also the product as well. Next, so this is the lifecycle stages that we actually created for Viu. So as you can see that actually we have 4 different pillars here that is basically representing different flows. So that we have front end, which is our different user type, as mentioned earlier, that we have dual revenue model. We have free users who are experiencing advertisements, and also we have subscription premium users who actually experience our app or our video seamlessly without any ads. And all these users will actually engage with our micro journeys, where we have actually a lot of touch points during the whole user life cycles. And we actually capture all these touch points and also and we have the audio touch point, and then we engage them timely during across the whole user lifecycle stages. So I think the next thing is about automations. I think that is a key for us to scale. Sorry, can we go back to the previous slide? Yes, thanks. So for automations, it's basically it's a key for us to basically do it at scale. So because each users will have multiple touch points, and we can't engage them doing everything manually to engage the users. So automation is key for us, and we want to do it right and in a personalized way. So hence we actually, that's why we actually work with CleverTap, and also we have our own internal systems that helps us to perform these automations. And the last thing will be the data, where we collect all our users' data, and also we run a lot of different models to actually engage with our users in a different way. So not only for user segmentations, but also how do we actually engage with our users with the right contents? As mentioned earlier, that the content discovery is actually the issues that I think most of the OTTs have. Yeah, so next. So this is actually one of the things that we also look into account for our CXM, which is the customer engagement scores, where we actually evaluate the users. So each of the touch points that the users experience, we have a positive scoring and also the negative scores. So we combine all the score, and then we were able to identify what are the positive touch point that users experience, and also what are the touch point that users is experiencing negatively. So by capturing all that, we have a score for each of the users. And the next thing you will see is that how do we actually target all these users? So we actually have a framework here that basically we have all our platforms that we needed to engage the users where it's needed, and to the users who are required to be to engage to actually to help them to solve problems. And also all the touch point basically is the when, all the touch point that is needed when we need to communicate with the users. And also what are the right messages, what are the right approach we should do to actually engage the users as well. So coming into the next slide, it will be about like how actually we're using CleverTap right now. So we are actually using multiple channels that we have with CleverTap. Those some of the key channels that we are using are push notifications, in-app messages, emails. So actually we're using all these channels in a very holistic way that across the user lifecycle. As I mentioned earlier, that we have a user lifecycle stage for each of the users. We identify where are the users right now and then target them with the right message using the right channels and with the right content. So coming back to the next slide, we'll be talking more about like the one of the approach that we're actually using to engage with the users smartly, which is the content recommendations powered by the CleverTap recommendation systems. So CleverTap have a systems that actually allowed us to integrate our content catalog to CleverTap, and also create the recommendations models in the CleverTap system as well that allowed us to recommend users the titles that is relevant to them. And also we can also customize the recommendation engines to fit to different stages of the users. Let's say, for example, we have a list of the content catalog, probably like thousands of the content that we have. So we can actually slice this to like into more narrow, detailed catalogs that only use that catalog to target certain segment of the users. One of the example could be, let's say we have a group of the users who have a sign of training. And how do we actually engage with them using this recommendation engine is that we can filter up the top title that is currently trending. And based on the past behavior, we're able to automate the campaigns to target the users with the right content. So it actually brings us a very good result, very satisfying so far, which is about like 40 to 50% of the click-through rate uplift. And also in the same time, more than 50% of the video view uplift as well. So the next slide will be about the bulletins. So as mentioned earlier also that we wanted to be personalized. We wanted to automate a lot of campaigns. It's really hard for us to actually create a very engaging campaigns manually. So this bulletin actually comes into the way that actually helps us to automate a lot of very targeted segmented push notifications. So one of the use cases here is that we wanted to update the users where there is a new seasons of our original shows here. What we do is that we can actually use these bulletins to set up business events ourselves. And then instead of the normal user triggered events, this is basically for us to let us actually automate the push notifications or email channels or email campaigns to the users when there is a new seasons coming out. So yeah, so that's basically what we've been doing and what we've been using CleverTap for. Yeah, that's all for my sessions.